What's up guys, it's Bree and today I'm back with another video. I do want to apologize to you guys because I'm super late with this video. So as you guys can tell by the title, today I'll be doing another recap. Bobby I Love You Purrr, the reunion. Let's get into this video. So I'm pretty sure y'all already know how Zeus starts off. If you don't, they show, everybody get into the reunion set and the whole cast that was on the show. Then they get into the room. So the first room they show is Big Purrr, Rerun, Dingling, but we're not gonna call him Dingling because I'm not about to keep saying no damn Dingling. We're gonna call him Ding. And Hercules in one room. They just catching up. Then Rerun goes to say he's excited for the reunion. He asked the other guys what they expect. He also said he hopes they all can talk about their experience, then move on to the bullshit. Big Bird then says that he hopes they can talk everything out. Then we move to Seven, Souls, and Colgate's room. They're catching up also. Then we move to Crouton and Miss Mama's in another room. Y'all know they catching up too. Then in the next room is Hot Wheels and Island Boys. Hot Wheels then says to Island Boys he can't believe he was the one who won. Island Boy then says he's here to wake everyone up about the whole situation with Bobby. Then before he could finish his sentence, in came Trax and Go Hard. They caught up for a little. Then Go Hard asks Island Boy how he feels about winning. Hot Wheels then say I still can't see how you won. Island Boy says Bobby's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. So we move back to Seven, Colgate, and Soul's dressing room. Colgate then goes to ask Seven about the situation between him and Dean. He said Dean got into it with his boyfriend. Seven said they squashed it in the house. But then he says Dean still wants his 15 minutes of fame. Then it moves to Dean talking about his side of the situation, saying Seven's boyfriend said he would come kill him. Dean said he'll be fighting Seven once he approaches the stage. Then we move back to Big Bird's room. He was then asked if he had a problem with anybody. He said no, but Miss Mama's has a problem with him. Then we moves on to Miss Mama's and Crouton's room. Miss Mama says she feels the most hated in the house. Then we move back to Big Bird saying that he was on live with Go Hard. And Go Hard and Miss Mama been had beef or whatever. So Miss Mama feels as Big Bird was being fake by being on live with him. Moving on to Crouton and Miss Mama's. Crouton says he's not going to let anyone jump him, as in Miss Mama's. And then we move back to Seven, Colgate, and Soul's room. Souls then asks Seven and Colgate how he feels about Island Boy winning. Colgate said it was like pretty much expected, and Seven then said he feels Bobby was more attracted to Island Boy. Then Seven asked Souls and Colgate if they feel like Bobby showed more interest in them, as in getting one-on-one times or dates, talks, and stuff like that. They both said no. Then Soul said that's why during the phone challenge he didn't really say anything because he felt like it was too early for a phone challenge, and if he was to be talking to somebody, why would he cut them off for possible? Okay, so then we move back to Island Boy, Go Hard, and Will's room. Island Boy was talking about their relationship. Go Hard then asked if they were still together. Island Boy said no, we kind of already knew that. If you know, you know. Then he went back to talking about the relationship, and we moved back to Rerun in all them room. Big Bird asked Rerun how he felt about making it to the top 2 with Island Boy. He said it was only right. He expected it to be, Island Boy. And he feels Island Boy was constantly being affectionate. We get back to Island Boy's room. He's still talking about the relationship, saying they are basically 2 different people and that they were never in a real actual relationship. So then he goes to say that he smashed and he tooted and booted and dipped out on Bobby. So then we get back to Soul's room. He's talking about how he feels he should have stayed longer than Island Boy. Colgate then goes to say he thinks Island Boy took advantage of knowing Bobby had an eye on him. He also said he doesn't think Island Boy was here for Bobby at first. He felt like he was just here to win a game. And he also said that the competition was more than a romance. And then we move back to Island Boy. Hot Rose then goes to say domestic violence is not needed in a relationship. I didn't even know all that was going on between them, you guys. Trax then asks if they seen each other after, a whole situation. He says no. And then we move back to Rerun's room. They're all just talking about their experiences, and so is Colgate, Seven, and Souls. Then we move back to Crouton and Miss Mama's. Miss Mama's then go to say that he's checking anybody and everybody who said his name in the blog. Then Crouton, little scary ass, he goes to say that anybody that comes to him looking for a shit show is going to get a shit show. Then they show all the guys, leaving out of the room, each and every room to, get ready for the reunion, get dressed and all dolled up and shit. Meanwhile, if y'all remember Demetrius, he is back. We have Demetrius and Jason walking to a trailer. They're talking about Demetrius leaving the show, and he said he felt attacked. He didn't know why. He felt like he was being treated unfair. Then Jason asked why he was back. He said he wanted to see Bobby again. So then we move on to Bobby and Rolling Ray. Bobby asked if he's seen any of the boys. Rolling Ray said no. Then Bobby also started to talk about Miss Mama's, and she mentioned that Miss Mama was sleeping with Rerun. They just unrolling a whole bunch of shit. I didn't know none of this shit. Anyway, Rolling Ray asks how Bobby feels after everything with Island Boy. He's heartbroken, betrayed, and confused. Then Bobby also goes to say, like, you know, what he did for Island Boy. You know, he paid his rent, he got it from food, da 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 da. Bobby then said that Island Boy was messing around with the handler. I do not remember who the handler is, but I can't wait to see him. He also said that the handler was at the reunion, but nobody knew. Then out came Be So Famous. He had a binder that said receipts on it. So in the binder was basically receipts of checks that he sent the Island Boy, and, you know, money he was paying for his rent, da 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 da, proof and receipts, I guess. So they finished chopping it up. Then we move on to Jason, Lee, and Claudia in the trailer. They're catching up, you know, they're talking about the show. Claudia then asks Jason if he feels as if any of the males were actually here for Bobby. He said at first he did, but it's just everybody has a lot of stuff going on outside of the show. So then they begin to speak on Hot Wheels, saying he has a lot of anger from being shot, and he hangs with a hoe, as in the handler. This handler nigga is real famous. He must be handling every motherfucking body. Then Jason goes to say Island Boy also slept with the handler. They, you know, keep chopping it up and they wrap up their conversation. Now we're on stage with Jason and he's introducing, you know, the show. He brings out Claudia. So then she sits down and they talk a little more about the cast. Claudia first introduces her half of the boys, then Jordan introduced his half of the boys. So soon as they got on the stage, they couldn't even sit down good enough. Island Boy hits Demetrius. I don't know what their problem is with Demetrius, y'all. I really don't even know the whole situation with this nigga, but they don't like him. Like, they don't like him. While that was going on, Savage and Ding began to fight, and so did Go Hard and Miss Mamas. Y'all, it was just a whole bunch of bullshit going on. Like, it just happened all at once. Like, it was woo 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 woo. Jason tried to calm them down. They began to throw lamps and shit. Ding is like beyond heated. Savage walked off set. You know, he walked outside the building. They tried to follow him and calm him down to get him back inside. Everybody's all calm down, kinda calm down. Here comes Demetrius, throwing fucking juice and shit. One thing I realized, Trax gonna get the fuck out the way. Like, Trax not, he getting the fuck out the way. Crouton decides to jump in and hit Dimitri from throwing juice and shit on Island Boy. Crouton, you and Bree is popping out. That's all I'm gonna say. So Savage is behind stage. He didn't come back on stage yet. So they show him on the phone with his boyfriend, you know, telling his boyfriend everything that just happened. So now that everybody is all calmed down, Savage comes back on stage. Then they introduce Rolling Ray. You know, they chopping it up or whatever. Jason then asks Rolling Ray how he feels about helping Bobby with the show. He says it was the best thing that he ever did. Then they finally introduce Bobby Lights. Y'all know he gotta be traumatic as fuck. Jason then reveals to Bobby that Savage and Dean got into a fight. Bobby asks him why. Southern and Savage is the same person, so I don't want y'all to get confused. Savage said that he's a weirdo, and then Bobby tried to compliment Island Boy, saying, you know, he looks nice or whatever. Then Island Boy calls him fake. Bobby starts to aggravate him. The Island Boy was like, bitch, I'm up out of this bitch. Like, I'm not about to be standing up in here. I'm about to get the fuck. Then Bobby ends up, like, you know, getting up, walking, saying, you can leave off stage. They low-key following him. Island Boy turned around and was like, we can talk, da 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 da. And they had a little cute little ex-relationship moment. And as Island Boy and Bobby Lights goes to walk back on stage, here's Dimitri with a fucking pillow trying to throw it at Island Boy. So y'all already know how that went. Island Boy ran up on Dimitri. They got into another fucking fight. Then Crouton began fighting Dimitri. Now they got everybody kinda calm again. So Bobby started talking shit after he sat down, saying he's too pretty to fight, da 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 da. Then Jason goes to ask him, like, are you drunk? And Bobby said, no, like, don't ever. Jason was like, what you mean, don't ever? And he was like, don't ever ask me if I'm drunk in front of these cameras. Jason was like, don't yell at me. I'm not these cats. Bobby gets mad and walk off stage. Island Boy said Jason was right, you know, for telling Bobby he's not the cast. Like, don't speak to him like that. Then Bobby turned around and started arguing with Island Boy. Claudia and Rolling Ray over there chopping it up and recording. Bobby is like real close to Island Boy. Like, they could fucking kiss. Like, he's like nose to nose type shit. Like, real close. And then it pretty much ended there, y'all. It wasn't too much that went on in part 1. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon, guys. Peace out.